For my trip to an art museum, I chose to go back home to Abilene and go to downtown Abilene specifically and go to the Grace Museum. This is an interesting trip for me because growing up outside of Abilene, just about 15 minutes away, for in elementary school we would take a lot of trips to the Grace Museum and go see the Grace Museum and go see all the art and stuff that was set up. And so getting to go back and kind of be a little nostalgic and look at all the artwork that was put up was really fun for me, and I was glad to take Abby and Aaron with me and show them around downtown at least a little bit. And so I remember whenever I was little, I was very intrigued by the kids part, and growing up being 20 years old now, I am still very intrigued by the kids part. And so all of the artwork that I will be talking about and showing you in this video will be very specifically child artists, or in the kids area itself, or created for children. So for the 2D area, the first place that we saw was the kids art wall. This was done by the Jackson Elementary 5th grade. This was super cool to see because the kids were told to like draw a self-portrait of themselves but make themselves have a larger head and really like accentuate the features that they liked about themselves. And so some of the girls drew themselves with really big red lips, and some of them drew them with really big pretty eyes with really long eyelashes. And so this was super cool to see just how creative the kids were. And the next place that we went, there was a recreation of Van Gogh. This was done by Roman Almanza, who is 7 years old. And she did this using acrylic, and this just blew my mind because she is 7 and she redid this and it looks so good. And so the piece right under that is the next piece that I saw that I was really drawn to, and I don't know what it is about blue and green and yellow pieces, but that really draws me to them. This was done by Braden Taylor, age 6. This was also done using acrylic, and so both of these pieces were placed right beside each other, and it just really caught my eye. And so the last piece that was located kind of farther off to the side was this peacock done by Sarah Schuler, who is age 6, and painted it using acrylic. And it just always blows my mind how creative kids can be, and so this was just awesome to see. And so the 3D projects, the first one that I saw that caught my eye was this mosaic that was done by Michael Frary in 1950. He used like little mosaic tiles to create this, and I just thought it was super cool, and I liked the colors on it. I liked specifically the blues and the oranges and how they like fit each other. And so the next part is a sound wall, music wall thing created by Edward Weiss in 2003. And I have a video of Aaron actually playing the music wall. And at first whenever we walked up, I was just like, why is there just a bunch of wooden pieces glued onto the wall? I didn't realize that it made sound, and so he created it by putting wooden tiles on the wall, and whenever you press it, the piece makes a sound. And so the video is inserted here. And so this last piece is the Texas tornado, or one of the last pieces. I'm not really sure who made it, I just thought it was super cool to see. And this last piece is a 3D replica of the Paramount Theater in downtown Abilene. There's a spot for kids to be able to dress up and play with props and also set up lights and put on their own theater productions for their parents. And so after this, we walked outside and we got to see the Storybook Sculpture Project, and this was really interesting to me because growing up here, this is something that is still fairly new to Abilene, and I think that it really shows just how family-oriented Abilene and the surrounding area is, and how big the community plays a part in Abilene. And so what this is a few different sculptures, created pieces to be put here, and most of them are Dr. Seuss themed. All the ones that I am showing are Dr. Seuss themed. And so we're going to start off with one of my favorite books that I remember hearing as a child, and it was Dr. Seuss's The Cat in the Hat. And this was created by Leo Ryan in 2012. He created it out of bronze and then just painted over some of the bronze, or dyed the bronze. I don't really know how he did that. But I have always had a fascination with Dr. Seuss. And so the next one is Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Who, and it's a sculpture of Horton, and it is also made in bronze. And this one was created in 2013, so it was created a year after the Cat in the Hat one. And so the last one that is shown is one of my favorite books as a child, and it was Green Eggs and Ham. And the sculpture itself didn't have an exact date of when the artist actually created it, and so I'm going to assume it's probably about the same time as the other two. And so being able to walk around this and get to see all of the sculptures that had been made and be put up for enjoyment by. Their sounding area was super interesting, and I really loved getting to go back to Abilene and see my family for a little bit and get to go see the Grace Museum, seeing as I hadn't been in quite a while. So this is a good trip, and so if you get a chance, I would really suggest going and even just looking at the sculptures outside. I think it would be a great experience, and I think everyone should go see it.